Welcome. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test.
The things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Can everyone hear me okay? Thank you. Greeters. Would you like to, if you're a visiting Rotarian, would you mind standing and identifying yourself? No visiting Rotarians? Then if you're a member who brought a guest, please stand and Brad will help you introduce them.
All right, we have Joe Tetchy right here.
This is Joe Tetchy, my new soon-to-be neighbor. He's a Boston native, Patriot fan. Brian, where are you? And if you want to know anything else, I'm glad.
Yep, my name is Joe Tetchy. I'm proud to be your neighbor. Moved here from Arlington, Virginia about 3 years ago, dropped our youngest off at college and kept driving until we got here. And I think this is the year we tell them where we are.
And then we have Todd, Leeson, guest the bill.
This is our son Todd, who's up from Golden this weekend and enjoying some bike riding, and he's going to be part of the program today. So.
Joe McNasby, guest of Jim.
You got it. This is Joe McNasby. This is his third meeting, and we're getting close to getting him an application and getting him on board.
And I also have a guest today, Dr. Christy Sinner. She's the superintendent of schools in Hayden, so this is her first meeting, and she's looking at perhaps joining the club. I have Angie Gamble.
Yeah, I'm Angie Gamble. I live here in Steamboat. I've seen you guys a few times, or been here a few times now. So thank you very much.
And Roberta. Roberta's been here with us several times, so welcome. Other guests I have, Joe Champ, guest of Steve Jensen. Right here. Right here. And then Keith Hogan, guest of Marcy Center. Everybody want to say anything? He's been here. Okay. And Blair Brady is also a guest here today.
I'm old news as well, but I did submit an application today, so...
And that includes introduction of all our visitors, unless we miss somebody. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brad. And welcome, everyone, and welcome back to so many of you. Our thought for the day, Carol will be filling in for Bethany, who couldn't make it with a sicko at home.
So those of you that know Bethany, she uses voice messaging a lot. So she asked me to read her thought for the day, but instead of giving me anything to read, she just voice messaged me, and then it disappeared. So I'm going to give you, hopefully, the gist of what her message was for today. She says in June of every year, she looks at Perry and she goes, well, get ready for fall. Because the summers go so fast. She has 3 kids and they just zoom by before she knows it, it's fall. So come this time of the year, she says to Perry, get ready for the holidays. Same thing, fall goes so fast, and in their business, the bee business, apparently they have an extremely busy fall. But her message truly is that she asks everybody to really spend time with your kids during our fleeting life. Spend time with your grandkids. make some meaningful moments with your friends, because before you know it, it's going to be January.
Thank you, Bethany, by way of Carol. More like wisdom for the day than a thought for the day. Before we get into the Steamboat Minute, and I've already identified my volunteers for the day, we're going to go through birthdays and anniversaries. There are quite a few. Last time we did this, there was a lot of chatter going around, and we couldn't hear what was going on, so let's stay under control, people. A lot of birthdays. Steve Sainer, October birthday. Please stand, be recognized. Paula Gregory, happy birthday coming up. Matt Kempton, everyone's here so far, 100% attendance. Alice Clauser, honorary member. Steve Zarlingo, John Holloway, Crystal Eckley. Crystal, did you make it? No? And Eric Rabisa, I know you were here. So, okay, 50% attendance for birthday people. Let's sing for our birthday Rotarians.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you.
Excellent. Now cut up some cake and give it to everybody. If you need help, Marcy.
I'm circulating a card for Debbie Aragon. She signed for second Bedford Place today. So if y'all can sign, she doesn't want to do the formal meals. They appreciated it so much for the first step, but she said we're good on the second step. They don't always expect this time around. And she's been putting things in the freezer, so she said meals are not necessary. But if it's on the card, that would be awesome. Okay?
Thanks, Marcy. Thanks for all you do for Rotary Cares. We have 1 million club anniversaries this month also. Crystal also celebrating a birthday, celebrating 10 years as a member of the club. Ian, I just saw you walk in, roll in. 8 years this month. Congratulations.
Does that count the Boulder Club too?
I think it does. Eric Rabisa, a double celebration, 9 years today, this month. Lisa Schlickman, 8 years. Chris Stillwell, you win the championship today. Stand up. 28 years. Chris Stillwell. Larry Winogo celebrating with 1, so from 28 to 1. Welcome back, Larry. Steve Frazier, 21 years. Steve Zarlingo, 5 years. Jeremy Bailing, 13. Got an anniversary table over there. Ellen Kendall, 20. Did Ellen make it? Heather Martin, 16. Right on Ellen's tail. Adrian Strook, 2 years this month. Chancey Keenan, 3 years this month. Brian Harrington, 16 years this month. Fantastic. Larry, you'll get there. 27 years from now, you'll be right where Chris is. Our Steamboat Minute for the day. Remember, you have 30 seconds to talk about yourself and your career here in Steamboat. We're going to start with Ed Albright, and he'll be followed by Dan Bonner. Oh, I need a timer. Who's going to time for me and give me a signal when the 30 seconds are up? Adrian, thank you. Ed, go for it.
Thank you. I've been in water treatment for about 11 years. I used to be up here, living up here in Rotary before, and then I moved back up in September. I now work for Mount Warning Water as an operations manager, and it's a great group of people. I'm happy to be back.
Excellent. No, go on. All right, Adrian, let me know if you're ready, and we can get Dan going. I know he started real fast. On your mark.
I'm Dan Bonner. I moved to Steamboat 40 years ago last month, and I've been a member of this club for 37 years now, believe it or not, which has been great. What a fun run. I'm a CPA with the firm of THPK here in town, and I do a lot of tax returns, and I'm up to my neck in them right now. Thanks.
Thank you. I guess in just 2 weeks of shaming people for going over 30 seconds, I've got it down. Ellen would be so proud. She's not even here. Oh, she is. Where? She would wave frantically when I congratulated her on her club anniversary.
And everybody else too.
Congratulations. Are you proud of me for keeping the time?
Yeah, and we're just arguing over whether it's supposed to be 30 seconds or a minute.
Well, you guys keep arguing. I'm going to keep it to 30 seconds. 1 minute total. You can argue as much as you want. A handful of announcements. I believe Chancey is still looking for a volunteer to drive to Vernal. This is like the 5th week in a row. If you've got a truck and you want to take a trip, let me know. And if I'm free, maybe I'll join you. Wouldn't that be lucky for you? Jillian's going to come and share about our club dinner. After Jillian on deck, we've got Karen Schneider. Karen made it yet? Let's see if Karen knows. Oh, she is good.
All right, if you remember a few years ago, we had some really fun fellowship dinners. Steve Hitchcock started those up, so we're going to try and revive those just to spend more time together. So the first one is going to be on October 13th at 5:30 at Primrose. The dinner portion of it, it'll be heavy apps, will be $50, and then there will be a cash bar if you would like alcohol. But $50 will include tax, tip, food, everything. And they have assured us that we will not go home hungry. So I just got a text from Colin over there with some of his ideas for the night. Assortment of chilled oysters, duck confit potato skins, Colorado Black Angus tartare, grilled snapper over Thai noodles, heirloom tomato soup with petite grilled cheese, handmade gnocchi with local lamb and hazel dell mushrooms, salads featuring locally grown seasonal ingredients, and house-baked cookies. That sounds pretty amazing. I'm going to pass this around. Please sign yourself up. Please sign up your partner, your friend, somebody who's interested in learning about Rotary. Bring anyone you want. The more the merrier that night.
Thanks, Julia. Karen Schneider. There she is. I must be blind today. I'm just missing everybody.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Youth Exchange Committee, I have an announcement to make. But before I do that, I want to, first of all, thank all of the members of the committee that have worked really, really hard this past year. Adrian Strook, and if you could stand up quickly, Angela Catterson, Heather Martin, Karen Ray, Chris Hammond, Lori Livingston, Holly Bear, Tara Weaver, Tiffany Leeson, and John Weibel. Thank you for all your efforts. So after a great deal of thought, discussion, and concern, the Rotary Club of Steamboat Springs has decided not to participate in the Youth Exchange program for the year of 22-23. We still feel that there are too many unknowns with what's going on. There has been no actual description of the countries that are participating. Just a lot that we don't know. And we don't really believe that the safety of our children will be 100% guaranteed from the gut of your, that feeling that you're shipping your kiddo off across the world and you don't know what's going to happen to them, as well as the kiddos that are coming in. So we are going to take another year off for the 22-23 year, and hopefully next September we'll begin recruiting for the 23-24 season. So does anybody have any questions, concerns, comments? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. I know that was not an easy decision to reach. Michelle Garner. A little more fun announcement. Of course, I'd be happy to.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Garner, and I'm a member of the Public Relations Committee for the club. And the committee's been pretty busy putting together what's called a 4-page super flyer. And Vanna Mark over here is going to show you what that looks like. If you want to touch or feel it, just the flyer. The flyer. But basically,
Piece of meat up here.
We've done these in the past, and really the objective of doing these super flyers is to get our message out. I'm sure all of you experienced the question out in the community. What's Rotary? Who's in Rotary? What do you guys do? What are some of the events that you guys participate in? And so the club or the committee has put together short little articles about all of the different fundraisers, the different events and the different programs that we've been working on through the year and trying to get in front of that message a little bit. So we do a lot of things in Rotary that require some funding. So that's why I'm standing here today, is we do need some sponsors for this super flyer. And the sponsorships we need 10 total sponsors. There are $300 per sponsor, and there's actually so much that comes with the sponsorship that I had to write it down. So, let me read what comes with the sponsorship. For $300, you get your name and logo on the super flyer on the outside. The super flyer will be inserted in the middle of the newspaper, which has a circulation of 6,500. It's going to be sent out sometime in late October, early November. We will get 1,000 hard copies, so it will be available for sponsors to use as a handout piece, in addition to being inserted in the paper. Through the paper, we get a 30-day digital package delivering 50,000 impressions. And I think the way that that was described to me as eyeballs, 50,000 eyeballs will look at the flyer. Also, through the paper, we'll be sending an email blast to 10,000 email addresses with a link to the super flyer. And then what I think is kind of cool is the committee had some great ideas which would give the flyer a little bit more shelf life, make it sit on the coffee table a little bit longer, which was putting a kids activity on the flyer, and then a crossword puzzle, which is kind of apropos because we had that presentation at Rotary. So I'm putting it out there for any questions, but what I'm really hoping for is that you'll raise your hand and agree to be a sponsor for us. And I'll just start it off by saying I think it's a great way to get in front of the community, and the Garner Group is definitely going to be a sponsor, not the number one sponsor, but a sponsor. And now we're meeting 9 more, if I can see any hands.
Who's writing this down?
Who's writing this down?
Keep those hands up. You know we have several people writing it down, but still keep your hands up. BJ, you lose. Sorry, you put your hand up. Look at this club. You get Jeremy? Fantastic. We filled it up and we'll confirm. Thank you all so much for supporting us. This is a great way to get the word out about all the good we do. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you, Ellen, and your committee. Public awareness. Loretta reached out. She was unable to make it today, but she wanted me to remind everyone that Rotary Pickleball begins this Thursday, 6 to 7:30. Only 4 people have RSVP'd so far. I know that more of you play pickleball than that. $7 each. Call the Pickleball Center to register. Bring a friend. Like, what a great way to meet some people in a casual way where you don't have to buy them lunch. It's half the price. A third of the price, even. And then Stacy online added that she still is looking for sign-ups for Thought for the Day. She sent out an email a week or so ago with the Sign Up Genius link. Just search for your email, find that. Sign up for Thought for the Day. It's relatively painless, and if you can make it on the day you signed up, then Carol will stand in for you. Thanks.
Ellen was talking, so I missed all I heard was
Man,
Carol.
Ellen is like the queen of no side chatting. My goodness gracious.
I was just about ready to call her on it.
Shame. Shame.
And yes, I'll be happy to.
Do we have any other announcements that I've forgotten? Or overlooked? Okay. That being the case, let's move on to our program. Today, Bill Leeson is going to make a short introduction. Where'd you go, Bill? And invite his son, Todd, to join us. Let's all welcome Bill. Thank you.
Pleasure to introduce our son, Todd. He's from Golden. Actually, he was a foreign exchange student. He spent a year in Denmark in 1990. Well, it was close. A long time ago. But still, our history in Rotary goes way back then. But about the program, June 10th, 2020, was in a serious mountain bike accident. brain injury and spent a month in Craig Hospital in Denver. And is still actually doing some rehab through the hospital. So they made a documentary movie, and I'm going to have Todd explain how that happened. And we'll show the movie, then we'll have a little question and answer, a little discussion afterwards.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. As my dad said, I had a pretty serious mountain bike wipeout. Don't know what happened. You'll hear more information on the video itself. But through Craig Hospital, I participated in a mindfulness class. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Eric Weinmayer, but his name came up, and he's a really inspirational guy. So he went blind, I think, when he was 14. And he's gone on to do really amazing athletic feats. So he summited all the 7 summits, so the tallest mountain on all 7 continents, including Everest. He's kayaked the Grand Canyon. He's done these really cool, amazing things with no vision. So I thought, how cool would it be for him to actually connect with Craig patients and give them the inspiration that I got from him and his story. And, you know, when I searched for him on Google, it came up with a No Barriers nonprofit, which I wasn't aware of at the time. And I sent them an email, and sure enough, they got back to me pretty quick and said, oh, you know, we kind of do have an affiliation with Craig Hospital, but we want to hear more about your story. So I gave them my background. And then they said, well, actually, we're doing a ride up Mount Evans to celebrate Eric's 20th anniversary of the summit of Everest. So would you like to participate? Heck yeah, why not? So I kind of got talked into and actually ended up participating in this event. And they had a production crew that was doing a promotional video for No Barriers at the time. So they wanted to interview me, and they did a lot of really neat taping. So it turned out to be a really neat experience for me personally. So with that said, we might just jump right into the video.
TV turned itself off.
Maybe we're watching.
There should be a remote, maybe. Just close your eyes and imagine.
Just want to pass around the laptop?
Here it is. Went to sleep like half of you. There we go. Warm it up. Connected. Good. Just started.
I think this might have been a first up Mount Evans, but they've taken, every year they do What's Your Everest, and you divide into rope teams and help somebody summit. Everybody that's going to go up there is amazing and connected with this group on some level. So we're going to have lots of cheerleaders up there.
Todd, I never will walk in your shoes, or I hope I never do. And I think I would rather lose my eyesight any day over going through a brain injury. And so what you're going through definitely is scary. And I honor and respect what you're going through. And all I can do is tell you that I hope that through the strength of your friends, the people that surround you, that are reaching out to help you, and then your inner strength, okay, that strength that got you to cycling, that got you to where you were, that's still inside of you, man. So reach down, let those people help you, and help yourself. You can do it, okay? It'll be different. It'll suck, it'll be difficult, okay? But it'll be better than doing nothing. So my prayers are with you, brother, and I look forward to riding with you on Tuesday.
Hey, my name is Eric Weinmeyer, and I'm here in Golden, Colorado at the American Mountaineering Museum. And this is my guide dog, Yuri. I'm here in front of this exhibit of Mount Everest in 2001. I got the privilege of climbing it. I became the first blind person to do so, but I'm most proud of the fact of helping to co-found No Barriers, this organization, this movement that helps people with challenges to break through barriers, to tap into the light of the human spirit and find purpose in their lives. Well, thanks everyone for coming. This is really exciting. And 20 years ago, Michael Brown and I were standing on this at 29,000 feet. So it's really cool that today, 20 years later, we're gonna go, well, 13,000 feet, something like that. Maybe higher, we'll see. Right? What's that? Yeah, exactly, it's halfway. Yeah, so every 20 years I go I go halfway. So in 20 years from now, we're gonna go to 7,000 feet. And, but it's really wonderful because, you know, little did I know 20 years ago that No Barriers would come from our Mount Everest climb, and the inspiration that came from that, and like the support that I got from my team. And so starting No Barriers, realizing that, hey, if we lean in and we help each other, we can break through so many barriers in life and prove that what's within us is stronger than what's in our way. And that's the mission of No Barriers. And so I appreciate everybody being here and celebrating with us and supporting that mission. So it's going to be an awesome day. Hopefully we'll have a beautiful sunny day at the top. Yeah, thanks everyone. No Barriers. Yeah.
We're going to spend the next 10 minutes, guys. We're going to try to be ready in 10 minutes.
It was a perfect intro to this event, for sure. Eric's an amazing guy. He's so nice and humble for all these amazing things that he's actually done. So I was a little starstruck, without a doubt, but it was very amazing. He's a great guy and very nice.
It's going to be a fun day with all the sunshine. Oh!
I'm anxious and good and ready to try hard. what a great group of riders, a beautiful scenery. It rejuvenates me, and you can do it. It's just starting with that first climb on the bike. Doesn't matter what your goal is, you can do it. I have to walk to the top, I'll be at the top, but yeah. It's that first step off the ground, and making that first move is a huge element of accomplishing a big feat. But you can't take it all at once. It's just starting with that first piece and going from there. Everybody's story is different, and you can't compare yourself to anybody else, but what you can do is you can realize how much inspiration they've had and that they provide, and that, you know, we can connect together in ways that I wouldn't have otherwise. And so this is going to be a huge bonding experience with everybody that's going to be making the same effort.
Woo! Go no barriers. I'll be back. Thanks for everything.
Life has been great since I saw you last. You know, it's been an amazing event that I got to participate in, and it really helped me propel me into an area of getting back to doing a lot more physical activities. So I'm out riding the bike more, I'm running more, I'm climbing more, I'm doing the things that I really, before my accident, spent a lot of my free time doing. No barriers will definitely be a part of my life going forward, without a doubt. I don't know what that looks like yet, but it will definitely be a part of my life without a doubt. There's such a great community and organization that I feel like it's important for me to continue to participate. So yeah, if you're thinking about no barriers, I'd say go for it. You won't be sorry, you'll grow and you'll have a chance to be the person you feel like you really can be, that you're capable of being. So I say go for it and have fun, enjoy the moment. It's an amazing, amazing group.
A little more background. On June 10th, June 11th, 7 o'clock in the morning, we get that call that every parent dreads. Your son's in the hospital, he's had a bad accident. So we just packed up some clothes, the dog, and we moved into Todd's house. So we spent 3 months in Golden last summer. And he was a month in Craig Hospital, which I can't say enough good about. I don't know how many of you are acquainted with Craig Hospital, but it's fantastic. He had a team of 8 people that worked with him throughout this month. Speech therapist, occupational therapist, re-entry to the workforce, a psychiatrist, of course, a team doctor, an administrator. So they all coordinated, and he couldn't get away with anything. He didn't tell everyone what was going on. So then, once he got out and came home, he couldn't drive, couldn't work. So I had to cut the grass and everything. But you can imagine moving in with your 49-year-old son? Now, think about that. anyway, we got along fine, it worked out. The day he was cleared to drive, middle of September, we moved out and came back home. So he's back at work, but I'm going to have him talk a little bit more about the recovery and what he's doing, and then we'll have questions.
I can't say enough thanks to the dad and my mom, obviously, for coming and providing that support. Without them, it would have been a whole different experience. So, and yeah, Craig Hospital, like Dad said, is an amazing facility. I got to have such good care there, and it's still ongoing. I still participate in a mindfulness group. I still have some vision therapy that I work on. So I've been really fortunate to have the support that I have over that during my recovery. And so mostly I'm back to getting out and doing the things I enjoy. Today was actually the first day I've been on a mountain bike since the accident, so it was a big milestone for me. Beautiful environment up here too. It's a really good experience. So, like I said, I've been really fortunate, and getting a chance to meet with other people who are going through some really difficult recovery has been an eye-opening experience for me. The whole deal was just incredible. These people have so much heart, so much strength that maybe they didn't realize they had until they were faced with these adversities. So, and the No Barriers group is amazing as well. Obviously, I said amazing about 15 times in the video, but it is true. They are a great group of people. Eric is very inspirational and very down to earth, actually, when you get the chance to meet him. So yeah, my recovery's still ongoing, probably always will be, but that's how life is, right? So I'm glad to be here and share this with everybody, and I hope you take something away from it. Does anyone have any questions?
About the hospital, the accident recovery, anything?
Go ahead.
How does No Barriers reach out to the people that need their assistance?
Well, and that was something maybe that I wasn't as aware of. They're trying to do more promotional videos. And I wasn't aware of them until I actually reached out to Eric. I didn't realize he had this nonprofit. And it's in Golden where I live, so I was a little bit surprised. So they do have a media team that's trying to make it more widely known. I think sort of that's their goal, is using the power of the internet to reach more people. Yeah. Anybody else?
For those of us that wear lots of different kinds of helmets and participate in some of these sports, have you gathered some information or had do you have an opinion on their technology?
That's a good question, because my helmet obviously didn't provide a whole lot of protection. I don't know what specifically happened on the accident, but you can see there's some scuff marks on my helmet, but it's not real bad, all things considered. But I ended up getting MIPS technology, the MIPS, which is the next evolution in the helmets. And I asked my neurologist about it, and he said, it's not huge. It's an improvement. It's an incremental improvement, but I figured I'd take every precaution I can at this point. So that seems like the next step, and I've done it with skiing, biking, climbing. Every helmet now comes out with this MIPS technology that seems like it's the next step.
How much time did you spend in acute care before you went to Craig, and what thresholds did you have to be before you were ready for that transfer?
Well, I got really lucky, actually. I have a friend that works at Craig Hospital, and she found out that I had this accident, so she contacted a supervisor, who then contacted the doctor that does rounds. I was at St. Anthony's initially, and he came to visit me there. So he already had knowledge of my situation. I was really fortunate that I was in St. Anthony's for about a week. And they were just really focused on making sure the brain swelling didn't get too significant. So fortunately, I didn't have to have pressure release by having the brain actually, or the skull drilled through or anything dramatic like that. But it was interesting, because as soon as I got to Craig Hospital, that's their specialty, is brain injury and spinal cord injury. And so I had a condition called Horner syndrome, which you may notice on there, but my left eye wouldn't open because it's damaged the cranium nerve 3 thing. And so whatever I could do, I just couldn't get it to open. Well, the first day I went to Craig Hospital, they gave me a pair of glasses that but occluded my right eye. So the good eye that I had open now had no vision, and instantly my left eye started to open. It's amazing what your brain will do for input at that point. And they knew that, and that was a huge step on day 2 that I was at Craig, that they started this therapy. So I was really fortunate to get to Craig so quick, because I know people have waited months to get there. Yeah, really lucky.
I too went through Craig Hospital with a traumatic brain injury in '04, and I have the same compliments that you have for the most part with everything that happened to me. Mine was a little different than yours, and my recovery's been different, but I'm glad to be here as you are.
Well, thank you, and
I
I'm
would
glad
like
you were
to
able
talk
to
to
get
you
the same care I did. It just really, so fortunate that Craig has been a part of my life and always will be. So I'm glad you're here.
Have your eyesight troubles affected your your ability to work at all? And if so, what kind of accommodations have you become aware of, technological or otherwise, that help you accomplish your day-to-day?
Yeah, it does, especially looking at a computer screen. I get double a lot. So I've been seeing, actual neurological ophthalmologist. So he specializes in brain injury connections to the eye. So he's been extremely helpful. And then I have special glasses that, I have a prism in one eye, so that it takes the image and moves it out a little bit so I can see the screen a little bit better. That's probably the biggest piece. And fatigue. I happen to work in an environment where I have a lot of flexibility, thankfully, because fatigue catches up to me really quick. When I'm sitting there looking at the computer all day, all of a sudden it's mid-afternoon, I'm like, I've just got to go. I can't bear it anymore. I need to go take a nap in the middle of the day. But it's part of, and apparently it's not uncommon with TBIs to begin with, but yeah, the eye thing has made it that much worse for me. So really it's mostly the glasses that are trying to help with that, and I do vision therapy now. It's 13 months, 14 months, so I still do vision therapy almost every day, trying to help improve the coordination of the 2 eyes together.
I just want to say thanks so much for sharing your journey. I remember when Bill came back and told us about it. It's very awesome that he's standing in front of us and sharing that journey. And it was so cool that your mom and dad could be there for 3 months, and he's a pretty outstanding guy. Can you tell us something annoying about your dad?
Nothing, exactly. It's perfect. But no, I really did feel blessed to have them be a part of that, because they stopped everything they were doing and stayed with me for 3 months. He drove me to the grocery store. We did everything. It was incredible. So, yeah. I got a little more than that. Not a ton. But yeah, no, I feel very fortunate. And, it has been an amazing journey altogether. And I think it actually brought my parents and I closer. We were, as a 50-year-old now, you go down your own path, and having them be my parents again, living with me day in, day out for 3 months, I had, in retrospect, I've been a little hesitant, but it worked out great. We really bonded in a way that we would have never otherwise.
Being from Golden, I'm familiar with the area that happened, and I'm a hiker though, and I'm kind of leery of getting into mountain biking because I've heard some stories like this. What advice would you give to somebody who was considering mountain biking in terms of the sport? Well, in general, I think you can progress at a pace that's safe. They have such a wide variety of trails now that are mountain bike specific trails. They're designed for it. So that's a great place to start. But one thing that I realized when I was in Craig was these type of accidents can happen any place, anytime, anywhere. One of the other patients that I was there with slipped getting into their car and hit their head on the side of the door and ended up with a TBI. So I wouldn't let the threat of injury prohibit you from going out and want to try exploring mountain biking, but just do it at a pace that makes sense. And I don't know what happened on my particular injury, but it was on the easiest part of the trail, so it can happen anytime. So don't let something like that prohibit you from getting out there. Anybody else? Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Let's go ahead and stop the recording since I know the stream is working today. And we're going to go ahead and move to good news. Do I have any volunteers for